doggy! Morning guys, we are not at Friars Point. I haven't been out for about 2 weeks, so this is the first trip in about 2 weeks, or just over 2 weeks actually. Yes, we're down at my local ground, somewhere where I grew up fishing. This is where I caught my first sea fish. This is where I learned to use a multiplier. This is where I cut my teeth basically, was West Abercourt. So I'm currently on my second cast. Didn't start filming straight away because the heavy mist and fog, everything was soaking. I turned the camera on, it was just black. It was so dark, but now the sun's starting to come up. It's clearing the mist. So we're down here giving it a go. It's 2.5 hours till low. So fingers crossed, we can pull some fish out. Oh, we got a doggy on the old dongle rig, the dingle dangle dongle. Let's get it safely in the puddle. That's split. Dongle nails it again. Look at that. Ooh. It's hard going at the moment. An hour and 45 till low, and the doggies just as soon as it hits the bottom, bang, straight away. Bang on a year ago today, I had a hound off here on my first session of the year for the hounds. And I think that session I had 20 doggies and 1 hound. Mental. But I know as soon as a hound's pushing, normally about May and June in numbers, it pushes the doggies out. Always does. But there is a chance of 1 hound out. But there's 5 people here, and it's just dogs at the moment. They're all putting out 2 baits each, 2 rods each. But yeah, we'll keep at it and see what happens. just before I cast this out, just want to show you what I'm using today. Is the old famous dongle rig, 200 gram lead. Rotten bottom method is pin and foam onto an imp, onto 100 pound 3-foot pulley rig with a 4-row, a very vast circle hook and a crab. And my favourite spot is the spit or the crack. It's there, if you can see it. But it's not my favourite spot today. It's half hour till low. You could probably see that I've moved, because I have. I've moved about 200 yards left towards, I'm literally right next to the domes. The dogs are really bad. Literally, right, as soon as the bait's hitting the bottom, you're walking back to the stand, you put your rod on the stand and it's straight away. Sometimes a move of 200 yards can make a difference, but probably not, because the guys that were to my left are probably less than 100 yards away and they're getting dog cast as well. So all we could do is try. It's half hour till low. I like it by ear on the flood. It runs hard, but doesn't run as hard as it does up top. So the tide's still pulling right. Actually, it's the first time I've got tide now, because I was out of the tide up there. Because if you imagine, there's a bend, the tide's there, I was here, so I was just out of the tide. Now I'm in it, so fingers crossed. Get a couple more doggies. So yeah, you all know when the doggies are in force, you've got no hope, no chance. I'm still on the dongle and getting a new rig out, because the last two casts I had doggies on, but the same area I just caught like a solid wall. So I don't know, it didn't make sense. I got the doggy in a good 80, 100 yards, and then close in it just went solid. Dango. Yeah, so I've got a rig to bait up now, and I've got a shock leader to put on the spare rod, and then probably about 1 million doggies to wind in. Oh, stop it! I was contemplating on bringing my new T1000s to try to christen them, but I don't want to christen them with a daggy, I want to christen them with a tope. After all I said for months and months and months about not going back on the tope, I said I'm going to go on the sandy beach down west and catch them, but what really killed me these last couple of months, right, is how much money I spent on worm and crab from December to March. And I think, what did I have, 2 or 3 codlin, a couple of small rays, a decent spotted, 3-4 months of just absolute kangaroo pooler. And I just thought, all that money, I think I worked it out, just over 300 quid all winter on bait. to try and catch an absolute non-existent pig. Oh, they're out there. I just thought, you've got to be lucky. So I thought all that money that I spent on bait for cod, I could have used it on fuel to go and catch some spurs and some huss and some daggies and maybe a winter tope. But I'm not going to do a lot of it like I used to. I was going to pick my tides and go. I might go once a month, I might go once a fortnight. But I enjoy this, but not today. So it's nice to have the gear there, so a change of scenery. Yeah, so I'm not going to go back on the scale I was. Every opportunity I got, I was going. Yeah. Just going to run you through my rig now, you rig lovers. Right. 200 gram lead. I'm lazy with the wires on the rough, I just bend them as they are. 20 pound weak link with a knot. Imp 210 pair split rings from VMO, or 100 pound 3-foot rig body. 5mm bead, size 10 crane, bead size 3 crane, and then we have 3 foot of 100 pounds. And then we have a lovely perfection loop with a size 4.0 circle hook, and then we have 80mm dongle, so 60mm to the knot, 20mm loop. Yeah, get that in and out, in and out, in and out. Yeah, lovely little bait tool for the dongles. It's got yeah, I don't even know what it's called, just a bait tool, I think. Right, crab. The crab is already dead. Because as I winder fishing, I take a crab out the flask, so I'm one ahead, so it's got a chance to thaw her out. So give it a little slip. Yeah, so this is the way I do it, so you don't have to copy me. So, right, like I know what I'm doing. I'm good at catching doggies. Right, so what I do is for baiting up, connect it like that, keep it nice and tight. Get the crab alongside, get my elastic, just a couple of turns of elastic just to hold it in place, just like that for now, just like that. Then I get the hook, then I put the hook through the crab. I'll explain why later. Pull it tight. So as you see it there now, the hook is in the crab. Looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but it won't when it's all done and dusted. Starting to come together lovely there. Ooh, yeah. Put it nice and tight. Go inside, I'll pull that little bit of elastic off. There. Pull the shell off. So that is how I do the dongle. So basically it's a crab lengthways, and then I take the loop off that, slide it out, and then that is what you're left with. Nice crab and a dongle rig. Yeah, something funny happened just now. I was doing a little showing you the dongle rig and bait up, and halfway through it I could hear female voice, like a female voice, and I was like, couldn't make it obvious. You know, I was like gonna look around. I thought, what's going on here? Didn't think anything of it. And then towards the end of the video, I said that the crab's a small one, didn't I? I said, yeah, it's not a very big one. And I hung up. I didn't hang up. I pressed stop on the GoPro, and then I could still hear the female voice. And I just pulled my phone out my pocket, and somehow I've rung 999. I got a woman there, and I was like, oh, I just hung up. I was like, oh no. And then they rung me back straight away. Hiya, this is South Wales Police. We want to know if you're okay. And I was like, yeah. I said, I must apologise, I'm fishing. And somehow, touch screen, I've rung you somehow. And they're like, oh, all we could hear was you talking, and then all we could hear is, oh, it's not a very big one. So she was laughing on the end of the phone. So I said, look, I must apologise. I said, my phone was in my pocket and it was just going off. So, yeah, somehow, if you see this, I am sorry. But, yeah. Oh, he's got a rockling over there. Something different. Yeah, I've just decided to lob one about 50-60 yards, if that. We all remember what happened last time. I lobbed a little fresh pout in close down here. I had a 4 or 5 pound bass. 5 pound. Yeah, literally 60 yards, if that. So I got one out at max range. 90 yards. Oh, what's that there? Doggy bite on the left one. That's the one I put out a long way. There's 3 guys down to my left. All I've seen them catch is doggies. Do you know what? I'm gonna watch all the videos back at the end of the year and see how many times I say doggies. Oh, I better get another rig baited up. Wow. Doggy! I think that right hand rod I dropped in close is probably the longest time today I haven't had a bite. I am such a bad year, it's ridiculous. Oh God. The sea gods are really making me suffer this year. Unreal. Unbelievable. It's like the end of April, and what have I caught? Don't get me wrong, I'm not out every day like some people, but so I haven't been out for 2 weeks. Just over 2 weeks. So it'll be 3 weeks. 3 weeks tomorrow. Was my last trip. More Rockland. Yeah, 3 weeks tomorrow. Yeah, the missus has pulled her back and Kian had a sickness bug. It was just like, it is what it is. Yeah, come in all twisted up, so no doubt that was an eel. Eel. Something other than a doggy, I guess. Nice little rockling. Nailed on the dongle rig. So, beautiful fish. Amazing bait. But this one's going back. Well done. Good. Nice recording. We got a bass. Absolute stonker of a fish. Last one I don't feel was 5.5. This is bigger. £6 11-ounce bass. Just shy of £7. Absolutely beautiful fish. Look at that. So the last one I had off here in December was £5.9. This one is £6.11. Or £6.11.5. So absolutely beautiful fish. Nailed on a single crab. Cast out as far as I can on a 4-row value bass circle on a dongle rig. One of Bookie's dongle rigs. Let's put it back. Yes, so unfortunately that brings us to an end of another video. Very hard going, very difficult start, but again, last cast, like last time I was on here, I had a lovely bass last cast. The difference is the first one was on a fresh pouting close in, this one was on a single crab for hounds as far as I could cast. So absolute result. I'm over the moon. It's just a shame the doggies have been bad, and it's nice to get out after a couple of weeks off. So, well, on that note, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next time, tight lines.